All right, so your tip. I always like to give my tip up front. The tip today is going to lead right into what I'm going to talk about. But the tip is something that's easier said than done. It took me years to get to the place where I do it, and I do it a lot. When you go on an audition, when you get called in, either you go in person, or you do a self-tape. The habit to get into to help you keep your sanity and to help you keep moving forward if you're an actor or an actress. The tip is do it and forget it. Do the audition, walk out of the room, and forget about it. Move on to something else. Move on to something else that propels your career forward. The tip, do the audition and forget it. I know it's easier said than done. It took me years to get to that point where I can do that. It took me hundreds of auditions before I got to the point where I could really do it. And I can honestly look you in the eyes right now and say I can do it. Now, sometimes I'll slip, I'll slide backwards, and I'll think about the audition. But the only times that happens when I am exactly right for the role. I mean exactly when they say the age, the race, the height, the temperament. Then sometimes that might pop into my mind. But 95% of the time, I can now confidently say, I do it and forget it. And if you start working on that principle, you will have a better life as an actor. It drove me crazy when I was young. Drove me crazy when I was young. I would go on an audition and I would think about it. I would second guess myself. I should have did this. I should have did that. I should have did. That's nonsense. Don't do it. Don't put yourself through that. There are endless amounts of reasons why you might get something or you might not. So that's the tip. Do it and forget it. So let's move into talking about rejection, which is a big part of the acting business. If you want to be an actor, you want to be an actress, and a lot of other entertainment-related jobs, you don't deal with it that much. You do deal with it in the normal job field. You deal with rejection, but not like actor and actress deals with it, because you're constantly going out on auditions, which are job interviews, and you're going to face rejection. You have to get used to it. I've been on the other side of the table as a director, as a producer, as a writer for many years. I've been on both sides of the table. And I think I have a little advantage because being on that side of the table, the other side from the actor or the actress, I know a lot of the not big deal reasons, reasons that don't matter that much, why we choose one person over the other. It could be something as small as hair color. It could be something as small as size, weight, height, age. It could be petty. But that's this business. That's the business of show business. There could be so many reasons why you get a role or you don't get a role. Here's a little story, a quick little story. I spoke to you guys about a few weeks ago about an audition that I got a call back on, and then I ultimately booked the job. And it was a medical type product, SAG job, SAG audition. I thought it was just a commercial, but it was more of a promotional for the company. So we shot a bunch of scenes, and then we even did a photo shoot that was attached to it. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because when I met the director, this is what he told me. He said, we chose you because we liked how you handled the callback in the airport. And that's true. I was flying out of state for a little business trip, and I got the word that I had the callback. And so I knew that my flight was supposed to land and would give me about an hour before the audition. So I decided to stay in the airport and not risk it and try to get to the hotel and end up missing the audition. So I stayed and I did the audition right there in the airport. I found a quiet little spot in the corner by some vending machines and had a nice blank wall behind it. And I didn't have a tripod with me. My tripod was still in my checked luggage. So I held the camera in my hand, and unfortunately, the casting director asked me, "Are you holding your camera?" And I said, "Yes, I'm in the airport." And I knew the audition, the callback was coming, so I knew I had some time after the flight. I told her the whole story, and then she liked it, and ultimately, I found out when I got to the job, the director said, "Yes, we loved your audition. We loved oh, that's when we called you back. But then we loved your talent. But you got the job because we liked that audition you did in the airport." That kept him in my mind. And that's petty. That's small. That had nothing to do with my talent. It just was a fact of my circumstances that I was in the airport and I wanted to make sure I wasn't late for the callback. And they liked it. And they liked it. And it helped. So that just gives you an idea of a lot of times it's not just your talent. A lot of times it's not just the talent because of the reason they choose you. Okay, you got to have some talent. They got to like you delivering the performance. But there probably was some other guys they liked better. Or they might like just as much as me. So they had to balance. Okay, do we like this guy, this guy, this guy? You know what? I like the guy that was in the airport. That gave us a little bit of entertainment. And it was just a matter of my circumstances. It wasn't nothing I had planned out. I knew that this was the only time I could do it, and I didn't want to try to ask them to reschedule my callback. That's very unprofessional. And that puts a negative check in your box. So it worked. But again, that's the type of things that you can't control. Now, there could have been, on the other side of this audition, there could have been actors more talented than me. Obviously, there are actors more talented than me in this business. But this time, the circumstances played in my favor. I was talented. They liked what I did. They liked how I delivered the lines. And just that little thing of being stuck in the airport and making sure I was there, I was professional, I was reliable. I didn't try to lie and say I wasn't in the airport or come up with some crazy, I told the truth. And they liked that whole situation. It made me a little bit more interesting. So that's why I'm telling you at the beginning, my tip was do the audition and forget it. Once you do it and you do your best, it's out of your hands. Don't beat yourself up. I went through a lot of turmoil. I put my wife and my daughter, when I was younger and I was an actor, drug them into my turmoil. I didn't want to, but it was so important to me that I get these certain roles, and especially when they were big roles for network shows or major roles in feature films. It was really important, obviously, but I gave it too much importance and I let it control me. I let it dominate me. I let it dictate my life. And finally I learned I can't control all of that. All I can control is my performance. That's all I can control. I do my best. I show them the best of me. And if they like me, they like me, and they call me back. They got my number. They called me multiple times. They got my agent's number. They got my manager's number. So just a little lesson from the world of acting so that you don't have to go through the turmoil that I did. Don't let it control you. Don't let it ruin the rest of your life. Don't make it the only thing that's important in your life, because that's what I did. And it was a mistake. It was a mistake. Of course, I wanted to make it to be an A-list actor. I never did. I'm a character actor. I've been working for 35 years. I do other work. I'm a director. I'm a writer. I have my own video production company. Now I do create content for here on YouTube. I have multiple businesses. I run a website for a city in Georgia. So things turned out good. I mean, I didn't become, the A-list actor I wanted to be, but I still have a good life. Don't let it control you and drive you crazy and make you miss important things in your life because you're waiting for that phone call. You're hoping that you're going to get this role. I mean, one time I even came back from a vacation with my wife because I had a call back. And I'm going to tell you the story. It's going to seem funny, but I was obsessed. I came back because there was a callback for a small little role, and I think it was Men in Black 2. There was an old black guy sitting, and I wasn't even old enough at that time. There was an old black guy sitting in the hallway where um, Will Smith would go into the secret office, and I got a call back for that role. And we were still in California, but we were up on vacation, and I wanted to come back home and do that callback. Because those were the days when the callbacks were in person. We didn't have all these, our remote auditions. So I came back from vacation to do the callback, and even though I knew I wasn't old enough, I couldn't resist it. I could not resist it. So don't let that happen to you. Don't make the mistake that I did. Don't let this business completely control your life. It's not worth it. It really is not. I mean, be professional, do what you have to do, go on your auditions, go on your callbacks, be there on time. But, you can't let it completely control every aspect of your life. And for many years, I did that. I let it control me. And when I finally, back to the tip again, when I finally learned, and I had heard it many times, do it and forget it. But I couldn't. I couldn't let it go. But when I finally accepted it, I was much more relaxed and calm, and a much more pleasant person to be around, because I wasn't driving myself and my family crazy, being obsessed with this business. And I love this business. I wouldn't give it up. I think sometimes I think, okay, would I like my life better if I had done something else when I went to college? I went to college to be a physical therapist, actually, and then I got into the, acting world. So be warned. It's a great business. It's great if you succeed, but don't let it destroy you. Don't let it destroy you. Keep that tip in mind. I'm going to do this audition, and I'm going to forget it, and I'm going to go on with the rest of my life. If I book it, great. If I don't, I'll wait for the next one. So, again, I know a lot of you out there probably saying, oh yeah, it's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. Yeah, it is easier said than done. That's why it took me years to get to the point where I can tell you what I'm doing right now. I just did some auditions a couple days ago. And the only reason I'm thinking about them now is because I'm talking to you about this. And then they're starting to creep in my mind. Like, I wonder if they're going to call me. I wonder if they're going to. And I just push it out. It's going to always come back. It's going to always get you. It's going to always try to get back in. But again, that's where it comes in, that you are in control. You are in control of what you think about. I did another video the other day, and people are starting to watch it. I want to do more on that, because that's something else that is important, that really helped me once I came to the realization that, yes, the negative thoughts and the obsessive thoughts about, did I book this? Should I have done this? Should I have done that? Should I have tried this? Should I have said this that way? Should I have said this way? Oh, I screwed up. Those negative thoughts are powerful. But you can control it. They're your thoughts. You're thinking it. And just as easy as you're thinking those negative thoughts, you could think positive thoughts. Again, it's not BS. A lot of people don't believe in this. A lot of people do. And a lot of people that believe in it are successful, because they don't let the negativity of their own thoughts drag them down. All right, I'm going to cut this short, because that's another whole series of videos that I want to do. I started the series, but I'm going to continue to do it, because it's important. It's important that a lot of young actors out there understand these principles. Everybody's not going to get it. Some people are going to drive themselves crazy, their families crazy. But I'm trying to help whoever I can. If you listen, you'll be a much happier person. And you'll enjoy the ride of trying to reach your goal. You'll enjoy it. You won't drive yourself crazy because of it. You won't neglect the other parts of your life. So, you have a good evening. I'm thinking I'm going to switch up to getting on later in the evening, like around a little bit earlier than this, but around this time. See how this does. Vertical lives, I still enjoy them. I'm going to keep doing them because you guys come check out my channel. You guys can discover my channel. I have a lot of content in playlists, a lot of humorous content. I'm creating series actually now. I finally got the ball rolling on the series that I've been planning to do. Vertical series here for YouTube and some horizontal ones. Short episodes. And I hope you take a look at some of those. Go look in my channel, explore it, find out what I have. Watch some of my playlists. I'm trying to build up my watch hours, and only you can help me build up my watch hours. Only you. All right, thanks a lot. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And remember that tip. It's really important. All right, have a good evening.